Hello and good day. This is the Bible Bard, and this is a podcast preview of Lesson 94, Life's Goal. A bard is a storyteller, and I'm here to recite and amplify what the literature of the Bible says about who is God and who are human beings, and here's the place we're at today. The text of 2 Corinthians 5 provides an unusual instruction on how to live our lives. Here's that text that I'm especially interested in today. Quote, "For we live by faith, not by sight. We are confident, I say, and would prefer to be away from the body and at home with the Lord. So we make it our goal to please Him, whether we are at home in the body or away from it. For Christ's love compels us, and He, Jesus, died for all, that those who live, Christian believers, should no longer live for themselves, but for Him who died for them and was raised again." That's from the NIV. This is a very strange thing to talk to people about. The subject is, what are you living for? What are you living to accomplish? And in the podcast, I address what some great thinkers have thought about this, from Aristotle to Jean-Paul Sartre. And you can get to the full podcast by clicking the link below. The Bible Bard imagines that for most people, the goal of living is to simply get through the week. And for some who are worse off, the goal is just to get through the day. It seems, though, that for the elite of society, like these thinkers that we talk about in this podcast, they have time and the resources to tell us how to live our lives. But most of us actually live like slaves. We are forced by circumstances to do one thing or another. And there isn't much time to think about how we are living except to be sad or angry that our lives are filled with difficulty and trouble over which we have little control. So the podcast is, in this episode, about comparing what the Bible says in 2 Corinthians 5 to what great thinkers have said about how to live their lives. And what we find out, if we're honest and we look at the advice, we look at some of the problems there are in living our lives to please God. And we also don't minimize the difficulties most humans face when trying to discover how to live their lives, which is why the Bible Bard focuses on two things: who is God and who are human beings. And everything else flows from those two thoughts. So this is the way the Bible Bard works. Listen to the podcast by clicking the link below. And this is the Bible Bard.